Welcome back to Sports Fans Only with your boy, Sean Mack. And today we're here for a little more boxing talk. That Pacquiao-Mario Barrios fight, I can't stop talking about it. We're here to talk about that training footage that I seen of Pacquiao, which is relatively new. And we're going to talk about some statements that Paulie Malignaggi and Freddie Roach had to say. But first, let's talk about that. But first, if you like the content, make sure you subscribe to the channel and to like the video and share the video. We appreciate y'all. But first, let's talk about that training footage. He looked good for a 46-year-old. Like it was work. He still have the fast hands. Excuse me, talking about Pacquiao. He still has the fast hands. He's looking good. His movement looks good, but his feet just don't look the way that they used to. Now, it is the beginning of training camp for Pacquiao, so that might just be it. He might have to knock off some ring rust, but who knows? A 46-year-old is going to look like a 46-year-old. But one thing I can tell you is this. Pacquiao doesn't have to look like he's 30-something years old for multiple fights. He just has to look that way for one fight and possibly 1 or 2 rounds if he can hurt Mario Barrios. I think he can. But Father Time is undefeated. He's looking good in the footage right there, right? He's looking good. But Father Time is undefeated. Father Time is undefeated. In my opinion, it looks like it's catching up to LeBron James as well, right? He's still going good, 20 plus years, but he doesn't look like how he used to look. But we're going to get into this article where Paulie Malignaggi talks about the Mario Barrios Pacquiao fight. Paulie Malignaggi has given his predictions for Pacquiao versus Barrios. Manny Pacquiao is set to return to action on July 19th, taking on Mario Barrios for the WBC welterweight title. This marks Pacquiao's return to action after a hiatus of almost 4 years, and his last fight was in 2021 against Yordenis Ugas. Pacquiao is now 46 years old, last won against Keith Thurman in 2019. While he is an accomplished legend who has world titles in 8 different weight classes, Pacquiao returned in his mid-40s is a surprise. Paulie Malignaggi has given his predictions for the upcoming fight, and he's far from impressed by Barrios, claiming that the 30-year-old is getting worse with every fight. He said, quote, "I think if the welterweight division was more competitive, Manny wouldn't come back. I think he's picking a moment where he sees an opportunity," end quote. And Paulie continues, quote, "Mario Barrios not only continues to not impress, he looked like he's getting worse, and he wasn't that good to begin with in a weak welterweight division. A guy like that has picked up a world title. I think Manny sees an opportunity to step in and create a historical moment for himself." Malignaggi was asked whether he'd make a comeback to take on someone like Barrios, and he went on a brutal verbal demolition of Barrios, saying, quote, "I think anybody would step in against Barrios. Anybody has a chance to beat Barrios. I think Barrios sucks. I'm in shock to see a guy like that has a world championship," end quote. Malignaggi, however, brought up that Pacquiao looked very bad in his exhibition against DKO in December of 2022. He said, "Manny looked really bad in the exhibition with that Korean guy, so we really don't know what Manny has left. Even at his age, no matter how bad Barrios is, there's a possibility that Manny is just shot." Paulie continues, quote, "The curiosity of this fight is who's gonna show up worse, Barrios, who sucks and is getting worse every single fight, or Manny, who's 46 and probably not in his best health to be fighting," end quote. Now let's get into some quotes that Freddie Roach had to say. If you don't know, Freddie Roach is Manny Pacquiao's lifetime trainer. He wouldn't be where he was, Manny that is, without Roach. But Roach was asked about Manny returning, and listen to what he had to say. He wasn't too impressed or enthused about him coming back. Freddie Roach says, "I really don't want to see him make a comeback because I think he's already been great. He's already done everything you can do, but he says I have one more fight left in me. Yeah, I just want to show the world that I was for real and that I am for real." And Roach continues, "One day he came down here for a show near me and sat with me, and his wife sat with me. And the most unusual thing happened that day was that his wife said she wants to see him in one more fight. I've never seen that." Roach continues, "I've never heard that or seen that from her in any aspect. And you know she was always retire, Manny. but we're sitting at a ringside, and she says, I think he's ready for that last fight, Freddie Roach. Now, the craziest thing is this. I never heard that story before. Wow, so Manny Pacquiao's wife actually told Freddie Roach, let's get it on one more time. I think he's ready for that last fight. Now, I don't know if that's her saying we need one more check in this household, or she's saying my man need to be back out there in that ring because he lost his Senate race and the president race in the Philippines, and he need to get back in that ring to stay occupied and get him away from me, give him something to do. I don't know, just a joke there, but who really knows? But that's kind of weird. First time I'm hearing that story is with you, that Freddie Roach said that Manny Pacquiao's wife is the one that said he needs to get back into the ring, when he said she's always told him he needs to retire. But that's crazy. He'll be back in that ring on July 19th against Mario Barrios. And as always, I'm going to have more news to come tell you as soon as I get the information. On that note, I've been Sean Mack, and this is Sports Fans Only. Holla.